नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम. So we'll do a simple Hare Krishna Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Namo Namo Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. पाद की जय और की जय गौर ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। म्लेच्छा जाति म्लेच्छा सेवी करी म्लेच्छा कर्मा गौ ब्राह्मणा द्रोही संगे amara sangama. Actually, we belong to the caste of meat eaters because we are servants of meat eaters. Indeed, our activities are exactly like those of the meat eaters. Because we always associate with such people, we are inimical toward the cows and brahmanas. So we remember this. This is Rupa and Sanatana Goswami when they met and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Bengal in Ramkeli. Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they being the eternal associate of the Lord, this is the first meeting they went, and then they took a very humble position. And this is the last verse we discussed. But where is my mouse? Oh. Huh? No. Yeah, how do we do? Window.
No, if you want to move, Yeah,
Oh,
it will.
okay. That's whatever Krishna is. Okay, Charitra.
At the present moment in India, the presidential offices are occupied by many so-called Brahmanas, but the state maintains slaughterhouse for killing cows and makes propaganda against Vedic civilization. The first principle of Vedic civilization is the avoidance of meat eating and intoxication. Presently in India, intoxication and meat eating are encouraged, and the so-called learned Brahmanas presiding over the state of affairs have certainly become degraded according to the standard given herein by Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. These so-called Brahmanas give sanction to slaughterhouses for the sake of a fat salary, and they do not protest these abominable activities. A Mlecha is a meat eater, and Yavana is one who has deviated from Vedic culture. Sanatana and Rupa Goswami pleaded guilty to such activities. They therefore classified themselves among the Mlechas, although they had been born in Brahmana family.
So any reflection from this? Okay.
Who are governing the and encouraging the meat eating and intoxication. So they are also comes under that.
They are actually, if you see the president, they have a group of Brahmanas who guide them how to run the state. And those group of Brahmanas, they promote meat eating and they don't say anything. So Prabhupada is saying what kind of Brahmanas are those? Brahmanas are those who protect the cows and the Brahminical culture. And if you allow slaughterhouses, then so just like Prabhupada is saying, just like Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, although because of the circumstances they deviated, likewise today people are willingly deviating. And then Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, they said, we are not Brahmanas anymore. And they say that we are Brahmanas. So how the Vedic culture is kind of degrading now. Any other point here? A Malecha is a meat eater and a Yavana is one who has deviated from Vedic culture. So does that make the difference between Yavana and Malechas? So there is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This one ashram dharma. Other than these four ashram, there is Yavanas and there's Malechas. So Yavanas are those who are born in Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, but they don't follow the principles. They break the Vedic principles and go against principles. So they are not considered part of Varnashram Vedic society anymore. They are considered in another class, Yavanas. And those who eat meat, they are Malechas.
Yes.
So Rupa and Sanatana Goswami are calling themselves, although they are first class, but because they have deviated from religious principles. Why they have deviated? Because they are supporting a meat eater. So they have deviated. That's why they are calling themselves that we are not qualified to receive your mercy. Okay. Okay. Yes.
The two brothers, Sakara Malika and Dabir Khasa, very humbly submitted that due to their abominable activities, they were now bound by the neck and hands and had been thrown into a ditch filled with abominable stool-like objects of material sense enjoyment.
Quite intense, actually. Their humbleness is quite intense. So they are telling they have been bound by neck and hands and have been forced into abominable activities and left the Vedic culture and just.
So these names given by the king.
Yes. These names are given by the king. When you work for a Muslim king, you get a Muslim name. So they had to accept these names. Yes, Samir.
नहीं थी पतित पावन तुम्हें सभी तो मारूं. No one within the three worlds is sufficiently powerful to deliver us. You are the only savior of the fallen souls. Therefore, it is no one about but you.
They're telling how will we be delivered when we are so much bound up in this material circumstances. How can we go beyond it? So, your mercy, my Lord, please help us to grow.
If you simply deliver us by your transcendental strength, then certainly your name will be known as Patita Pavan, the savior of the fallen souls.
Please deliver us. Yes. Shivanandaji.
Let us speak one word that is very true. Plainly he was the merciful one. There is no other objects of mercy within the three words but us.
Means we are in a dire need of mercy because we have so much deviated that there is no hope of going back. And we have committed so many sinful activities throughout our life that we are completely in a hopeless, helpless situation. But mercy is considered causeless. Causeless means there is no cause. So please make us the object of your mercy.
నయన్ నీకు ఇక్కడ కూర్చోమని చెప్పాను కదా తినేటప్పుడు వాటర్ ఎందుకు
Sanjana Devi, yes.
We are the most fallen, therefore by showing us your mercy is more successful. Let the power of your mercy be exhibited throughout the entire universe.
So let everybody know how merciful you are. How will everybody know how merciful you are? You show your mercy to us. Then the whole world will know how merciful you are.
The text suddenly went without information before you. We are not. It is not at all false, but this full of meaning. It is this. If you are not merciful upon us, then it will be very, very difficult to find more suitable candidates for your mercy. By you.
Who is Yamunacharya? Those who are from south may know. No? Acharyas? Guru. Yeah. He's Ramanacharya's guru. You all know Ramanacharya, right? So his guru was Yamunacharya. And he's a pure devotee. But what is he saying? If you are not merciful upon us, then it will be very, very difficult to find more suitable candidate for your mercy. So Yamunacharya is feeling that I am the most suitable candidate for your mercy because mercy comes to those who are very fallen, who are very degraded. So I'm the most suitable candidate. You cannot find a more suitable candidate for your mercy than myself. Now, how many of us can feel like that? Anyone here can feel? Or we think like we have a lot of mercy. Ruben and Sanatan are thinking we are the object of the only of his mercy. Yamunacharya is thinking we are the object of your mercy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying we are the only object of mercy. But what do we think? Kafi diya hai aapne. We have a lot of mercy. And how can we think like that, Yamunacharya? How is it possible to think like them? Because देखो, till the time we we develop humbleness, till that time it will be very difficult to attack the mercy of the Lord. The sign of humbleness is we feel ourselves unqualified. So how do we develop that? सुना तो बहुत है महाप्रभु से, त्रिनादपि सुने चेना. How do we develop that? And we can feel like these great souls, how they are thinking themselves unqualified. How do we get to that stage of thinking ourselves unqualified?
If we don't have text, what are the so we should be considered.
That's a good point.
Once
But it's a vice versa situation, Mataji. Humbleness will bring taste also. When we become humble, taste will come. Kirtanya Sada Hari, right? And if you're not humble, then taste will also not come. When we are too full of ourselves, we cannot attack mercy. Too full of ourselves means I'm good. And humbleness means, see my Lord, I'm not good. When we cry that, see my Lord, I'm not good, then the Lord will show his blessings. If the child that needs your help, you will help the child. The child who doesn't need your help, you won't help the child. You are impartial. It just depends upon, yes, go ahead.
Mine is attacking myself.
Yeah. It's definitely illusory energy, definitely. when we become too full of ourselves. So how do we get to this stage? Yes,
No, I was just thinking.
please guide us. Show your mercy on us.
Until unless we have that false ego, that tendency is there always, then it's very challenging for me to develop that.
To develop that humbleness. Unless we have policy. Anybody else? Anybody would like to say anything? How do we get to that stage of crying for mercy? How does this stage comes? And when does this stage comes?
Sincerely desiring and praying for them.
Sincerely desiring and praying. But then if you're not humble, we cannot pray sincerely. Because then we'll be like, everything is okay. When we actually see the reality, can we pray? To pray also we need some humbleness, right? So how do we get there?
Serving.
Serving Vaishnavas creates humility, certainly. One thing that Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in Bhajan Rahasya is because of anarthas, we cannot we cannot feel that I am the recipient of mercy. Because of anarthas. And it is said that when we cross anartha nivritti, which is the stage of nishtha, then one is able to apply the principle of humble and blade of grass. Bhaktivinoda Thakur very clearly mentions that what is the consciousness of somebody who is in the anartha nivritti stage, means who has impurities, who is in the stage of impurity, who has crossed the impurities, who have developed the taste in Krishna, who has developed attachment to Krishna, bhava for Krishna, and prema for Krishna. What is the consciousness of such a person in like hundreds of verses? It's like 500 pages books. Just what is the consciousness? And by reading that, we can relate, oh, I feel like I fit in this category. And then when we read the prayers which is beyond our consciousness, we feel disturbed. How is it possible to even think like that? How can anybody in the world think like that? But when we actually develop that stage of purity, that consciousness will naturally come. Only a person who has gone through stages of purity can reflect the past and say, this is what is going to happen. And that's how Prabhupada says the process is very scientific. As you progress, whatever is the advanced stage of consciousness will match with yours. Otherwise, that will look like disturbing to us. We cannot hear the state of consciousness beyond us. We'll be disturbed by hearing that also. Impossible to mimic it also. Just like, Yuval Kishore Prabhuji always says, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami quoting, I can't even quote that. It's too disturbing to the mind. You know the statement, right? It's too disturbing to the mind to hear, to practice it out of question. But then there is something at the stage of prema that will naturally occur to us. At this point of time, we cannot relate. So what they are speaking, what Yamunacharya is speaking, we cannot relate because that's an advanced stage of consciousness. Only the more fallen we are, the more we feel, I'm great. The more great we become, the more we feel, actually, I'm not so great. Actually, I'm really great. So, okay. Okay. Yes,
Maybe along with Rupal Sanatana Goswami, Yunacharya are also there thinking of very.
no. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he quotes verses from different acharyas. So this is he quotes them. Like Ramabad Maharaj says, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is a preacher. He always quotes everything he says through scriptures, through Bhagavatam, through Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vrindavan Das Thakur is like Bindas. Just keeps on writing. It doesn't matter if anybody believing me or not. Just keeps on writing. He just pours his heart. Krishna Kaviraj Goswami put shastras and make you believe. Yes, ma'am.
Apane Ayodhya Jeti Mane San Shobha Tathapi Somara Gule Upadhyaya Lodha. We are very depressed at the beginning, unfit candidates for your mercy. Yet since we have heard your transcendental qualities, we are very much attracted to you.
So what do you see here? This stage will come simultaneously. Humbleness and attraction to Krishna will come simultaneously. When there is a feeling that we are very depressed at being unfit candidate, yet we are very much attracted to you. And when it's like, I think I'm good, I don't need any help, then there'll be no attraction to the Lord. And the more we are like, I'm very depressed with my consciousness, then Krishna will become very attractive. And that's what it is. Tena the Visudhi Chena, then Kirtaniya Sadahari. If not Tena the Visudhi Chena, no Kirtaniya Sadahari. Okay. What is it?
Indeed, we are like a dwarf who wants to capture the moon. Although we are completely unfit, a desire to receive a mercy is awakening within our minds.
Any reflection here? We are, like, can a dwarf touch a moon? You heard it. Hanuman said, I want that. Mother said, huh?
I want sun.
Oh, sun bole the.
Yeah.
Chalo, sun bole. Chalo, koi baat nahi. So I said, no, you cannot. No, I'll get it. So a dwarf, I mean, he can do that, but so a dwarf cannot touch. Although we are completely unfit, our desire to receive your mercy is awakening within our minds. So this is actually called hope against hope. It is said that one aspect of consciousness of a devotee, it is described. You all read, many of you read Nectar of Devotion, chapter 16 and 17. 8 characteristics of Bhava, 8 primary symptoms of Bhava. What do you think, Chari? छोड़ो ब्रो जी, कहाँ पास्ट में जा रहे हो, प्रेजेंट की बात करो. One of the characteristics is hope against hope. A devotee feels, I'm not qualified to receive the mercy of the Lord, yet I'm hopeful that Lord will bestow His mercy. Although it's impossible for me to receive the mercy of Lord in this life, but maybe mercy may come. This will naturally come. When we are beginning stage, then we feel like I got it. Then when we progress, then we feel like I'm a little bit away. When you go make a little more progress, then you feel like actually I'm quite far. You make little more progress, like, oh, this is like dwarf touching the moon. So you heard about pure devotee syndrome? Pure devotee syndrome. No, it's a very famous principle. Pure devotee syndrome means there's a syndrome that I'm a pure devotee. Happens only in the beginning. One devotee said that, one devotee told me actually, I think I got it, Sham. I said, where did you get it? Prema. Congratulations, bro. I said, how many months you are practicing? 3 months. I said, yeah. After 1 month, you realize you didn't get it. For 1 year, you will keep realizing that you are a pure devotee. He said, no, I think it's continuous. I think I got it. And then I said, okay, bro. And then I said, in the beginning, it feels like that. It doesn't take any time to lose it. I said, Krishna will give you an experience so that your faith grows. But then you have to work for it. Like Alakana Prabhu says, initial stage of Krishna consciousness like this. Feel like ecstatic. You felt like that ecstatic in the beginning now. He still feels like that. So he's a qualified. So in the beginning, it's like this. And then the stage is like this. Like nothing is moving. Time is only going. Month after month, year after year are going. Nothing is happening. Kalakanta Prabhu said this will continue 40 years. Quite depressing, right? You will feel like life is not going anywhere. Then he says, and suddenly you will be uplifted. I think Manohar Gopal Prabhu asked him that, Prabhu, is it possible to achieve it before also? He said, I don't think so. I think you just have to work hard. I just have to work throughout your life to get it. And let's be honest, why to have false hopes? We'll get there, but then we have to keep trying for that. Yeah. That's why Rupa Goswami, what does he say? 6 qualities very important to make progress. Sushmita Radhika Devi, what are the 6 things needed? Yes.
6 types of like, products.
No, 6 things in nectar of devotion which is conducive for our bhakti. Utsaha,
Yeah, it's a Hanischalan Devi.
Tattat Karma Pravartana, Sadbir Bhakti, Pranashyati. So it's like dhairya, means patience is required. Patience with enthusiasm. Very difficult hota hai. Because if you're patient, then over a period of time you lose enthusiasm. To be enthusiastic for a long time without results. Right? To be enthusiastic without much results for a long time, that is a price we have to pay to attract Krishna's mercy. Like continuous determination. Everyone here is enthusiastic to progress? Yes? Enthusiastic. Very okay. Sushmita Radhika.
So this is for the period of some period. If some devotees that if they are practicing very sincerely to see out of comfort zone more.
Yeah.
So when we see some of the devotees in front of us, so like that reduces the
Lateral time?
period to go from another.
That's the hope. We are hoping for that. We are hoping that we'll come there soon. But more we go further, more we realize the path is very far. This is my journey also. 3 years back, I was thinking I'm a little close now. 2 years back, I realized I'm a little farther now. After putting 1 more year full effort, I feel like actually I'm going farther away. This will keep continuing for decades. Till the gap becomes so much that we feel like now death can come. Most of us are crossing 40, right? How many are close to 40? Except our students, everyone is close to 40 years.
Close cross. Close cross.
I was telling them, in such a young age, you are exposed to experience the whole world.
So fortunate.
So much. So most of us are either crossed or very close. Imagine, 80 हो गया?
No, 80 years.
80 years, probably बहुत high expectation है आपका. 80 साल कौन जीता? Suddenly what happened? 50, 60 will come. It will come. It doesn't take any time. Then we'll realize, and the more we read, the more we get understanding of the progress, the more we realize actually I'm not going anywhere. If there are 8 stages, I'm stuck in the 2nd and 3rd stage only. Now 40 years is passed, 10 years remaining. Then urgency comes. Now छूट जाएगा. We'll miss the boat. Then at some point of time will come, then you will actually start crying for mercy because you are sure you cannot make it. Then mercy will descend. अभी हमें लगता है टाइम है, करते रहेंगे, मिल जाएगा. कोई बात नहीं, चलने दो, ये भ्रम भी चला जाएगा समय के साथ साथ. It's the progress is very slow. I told Shamaran Prabhu, I was speaking to him from Chapati, and I was discussing about these stages. Somehow I'm attracted to these stages of Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava and Prema. So I was discussing, he said when we read Prabhu, it feels like I can go from Anathanamrita to Nishtha maybe next year. And then Nishtha to Ruchi maybe few months, and Ruchi to Ashakti. He says sometimes it's a journey of decades. It is not easy to just cross over each stage because the goal is so far now. The devotional service become more and more potent, more and more powerful in advanced stages, but advanced stages is that much bigger also. to get to the next level and next level, that's just so bigger that much potent devotional service for a long time is required to go to the next stage, to go to the next stage. So this journey is not a short journey. Okay. Did you read? No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Madhu.
Sunil Mahaprabhu Pardesh, the Bira Kasa, Tumi Bhai, Mora, Puratana, Dasa. After hearing the prayer of Dabira Kasa and Sakara Maluka, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Dabira Kasa, you two judges are my own servants."
Tumi doi bhai mora puratana das. You two are my old servants. Means birth after birth, you are my servants. Shivanand Prabhu and Sujana Devi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanjana Devi. Thank you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an avatar of Lord Krishna in Kali Yuga. Lord Krishna in Kali Yuga has 3 incarnations. Can you name them? One is Buddha, one is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one is Kalki. Kalki avatar will come at the end. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years back and he met his devotees, they are eternal associates of the Lord. So they are taking a very humble position, please deliver us. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told both of them that you are my eternal associates. They were thinking that, naturally when we come, we become covered. Even Goswamis become covered temporarily till they are reawakened by the Lord's mercy, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So then Mahaprabhu said, you are not a conditioned soul. You are my old servants. All right. Now initiation. Yes.
Aji haite tunhara nama rupa sanatana dunya
Dainya.
Dhanya chada tomara dhanya ate mora mana. My dear Sakara Mallika, from this day your names will be changed to Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatana. Now please abandon your humility, for my heart is breaking to see you so humble. Actually, this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's initiation of Dhabira Kasa and Sakara Mallika.
Aji haite duhar naam Rupa Sanatana. Aji haite. From today onwards, your name is Rupa and Sanatana. Dainya chada. Give up your humility. Phate mora mana. My heart is breaking. Very nice.
So
Yes.
their birth names are different.
Yeah.
Birth names, then
Muslim names.
then
Now Rupa and Sanatana. Yes. Sanatan Gopal.
You have written several letters showing your humility. I can understand your behavior from those letters.
They have written many letters to the Lord in the past, but no response came. So this directly the Lord met them. There's a conversation. Yes, Prabhu.
I really had no business in coming to Ganga, but I have come to see you, two brothers.
That's amazing. Mahaprabhu is telling, I have no business coming to Bengal. I have just come to see you two brothers. It makes us question, did Mahaprabhu came to meet Sachi Mata, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur? Mahaprabhu is telling, I have no business coming to Bengal. I have come just to meet your two brothers. When I am like, okay. Yes, Brahmaji.
Everyone is asking why I have come to this village of Ramkeli. No one knows my intention.
That's how I took it. Yes, Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli only to deliver these two brothers. One devotee mentioned that if you actually see the map, I don't know the Bengal map, but he said if you actually see the map, from Navadvip, there is a different route to Vrindavan. Ramkeli is a little bit out of the way. But Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli and then he went to Vrindavan. So he took the detour just to deliver Rupa and Sanatana.
So that's not like So Brahmachari was not able to.
That he went here. He was making a road. While making a road, he came to Ramkeli. Then he
There only stop.
no. Then he continued to Kanai Natshala.
Now he will also then.
Yeah, we'll go there also. Then he stopped. Yes.
It is very good. You two brothers have come to see me. Now you can go home. Do not fear anything.
Mahaprabhu gave assurance, do not fear, just go. Imagine if you are waiting for the Lord and Lord comes and you see the Lord. Then what do you want to do? You never want to leave him again, right? But you want to go back to your life. So then Mahaprabhu told them, do not fear, go back home. Then a lot of questions will come, right? If you go back home, then again you have to work for this Muslim king. Diksha hua hai, kal se silver activity chalu. So then the Lord said, do not fear. I give you assurance, go back home. Everything will be taken care. Now you have my mercy. Sanjana Devi, right?
But afterward, you have been my eternal servant. I'm sure that Krishna will deliver you very soon.
This is one thing that we always see in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He does not give any blessing. He always says, Krishna will be merciful unto you. If Krishna so desires. Does not say it will happen to you. It is just how a devotee should act. Clear? Does not give any like, yeah, just whatever Krishna desires. Whatever Krishna's will from. No assurance. Like I remember we asked, this is very, very nice. We asked, basically a pure devotee thinks he does not have any choice. He feels like he's completely dependent on Krishna's mercy. Like we asked Sagar Maharaj, Bhakti Sagar Maharaj, please visit Grand Rapids again. And I said, we'll see if Giriraj brings us here. And if you see like His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj, when Nayan Sundari's departure, Nayan Sundari's departure, what did Maharaj say in the class? He said, when she departed, I prayed to Krishna, Krishna, if you so desire, please take me to Far. Think about it, contemplate on this. What will we do? We'll say, I will go. Is it correct or not?
Yeah.
If you have a desire to go to Florida, what do you say? Do you say, Krishna, please take me to Florida? Or do you say, yeah, let's go to Florida? Correct or not? But Mahaprabhu or pure devotees, they say, my Lord, whatever is your will. If you so desire, please make arrangements. Anything happens, Krishna desired. So they have that realization of, I'm not the doer. This ahankar makes us feel like I am the doer. I can decide. Is it make sense? I can decide. They don't think like that. Whatever Krishna desires, they have that much faith. Krishna is a doer. Okay.
I am some kind of.
Yeah. Otherwise, he doesn't say Kinkar Krishna. Krishna Kinkara. Kinkara means servant. Kinkara Amar. Mere hi daswa. So here Mahaprabhu is accepting his position. But then he says, Achirate means Shigra, very soon. Achirate Krishna Tamaya Karibe Uddhar. Krishna will deliver you very soon. But you are my eternal servants. Janme Janme Tumi Duil. Kinkara Amar. Birth after birth, you both are my servants. Yeah. In his close associates, he accepted his position. But otherwise, generally, he would not accept. But here, good point you brought. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yes. Supriya Gopika Devi. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, here written as Janme Janme. They are pure devotees, right? Prabhuji, how do we understand this?
Yeah, okay, very good. How do you understand when Krishna says to Arjuna, every birth, I know all your past birth. Both you and me have taken many, many births. I remember all, you do not. Mother, you remember that verse in 4th chapter?
Yes, Prabhu.
Bewildering, right?
Yeah.
Krishna also says, both you and I. When I first read, I was bewildered. How Krishna can say that? For Arjuna, एक बार समझ सकते हैं. But Krishna is telling both you and I have taken many, many births in the past. You remember, I remember all of them, you don't. So how do we understand that?
It's a soul that never.
So for Krishna, so.
No, not for Krishna.
But Krishna says, both you and I have taken many, many births in the past. I remember all, but you do not. How do you understand that? You all remember that verse in Bhagavad Gita? It's clearly written. Clear. Both you and I. So how do we, what is the explanation?
Wherever they are going different planets together.
That's like a birth.
Thinking.
Krishna is Paramatma
And
and Arjuna is just
Soul and super.
so when Krishna says, many, many births I have taken. Many, many births, Arjuna, you have taken. I remember all, but you do not.
When the Lord descends,
Goes along with this company. As we were like 10 hours,
Are 10 avatars Krishna's births, or are they eternal avatars? Yeah, they're eternal avatars. So he doesn't change the avatar. But Krishna says, I have taken many, many births. Yes, Manohar Gopal Prabhu, I heard you speaking something.
as the Lord descends, associates also descend. But still, though it is eternal appearance, still it is called Janma.
So when the Lord descends, the associates also descends. And though they are eternal, they
It is still, Krishna describes it as Janma only.
Krishna
Which is
descends.
basically.
Thank you. Now, what is the next verse after that? Krishna clarifies that. The answer lies in the next verse after that.
Also have told the same that Arjuna. So he was not hearing that first time actually. The other also he had already heard the same.
Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna has heard from, yeah, I mean, Krishna says, I told it to Manu. He gave it to his son, Ikshvaku. Son got Vivaswan, Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku gave it to Manu. And it is coming in discrete succession. Then Gita was lost. So Adharma grew. So to establish Dharma, I have again come to give you this Bhagavad Gita. Anybody who understands Bhagavad Gita will practice Dharma. Because to practice Dharma, you need to know what Dharma is. If you don't know what Dharma is, the Adharma will arise. Krishna says, I descend when Adharma arises. So how he establishes Dharma? संतुलन बोलते हैं. संतुलन, सृष्टि का संतुलन कैसे वो करते हैं, लाते हैं? By giving knowledge. That's why I'm speaking Bhagavad Gita to you, not to Arjuna only, to the whole world, to establish Dharma on the planet. Is this your question also?
I think in some words you said that everything I have spoken.
Yeah, the first, I mean, one of the first verse only, right? 4.1 only he says, I have spoken this knowledge to sun god Vivaswan. And then Arjuna asks Krishna this question, how have you spoken? He is senior in birth to you. Then he says, I have many, many births. You also. We both are always there. I remember all, but you do not. And the next verse is the answer to this confusion. Krishna says, my body is transcendental. There is no birth and death for me. So that clarifies. So if somebody thinks Krishna has Janma, then the next he says, Janma karma chame devya. That's the verse he says after this. That my Janma and karma are transcendental. So he says many, many janma. Then he says people should not be confused about my many janmas. So he says my janma and karma are transcendental. And not only I am transcendental, anybody who knows about me also become transcendental and they will come to me. Those who know my real truth. So many, many births, but there is no birth because Krishna's body just goes and comes, goes and comes. But they are said as janmas. So Supriya Gopika Devi, does it answer this question for you?
I can understand Krishna's birth, but I am still confused with the devotees' birth.
Janma, Janma. Yeah, Mataji, they will also come, like as Manohar Gopal Prabhu says, the Lord comes with his associates. They may be covered, they are not conditioned souls when they come. They will come maybe like when Lord Krishna came, then they came in their Krishna's relationship form. When Mahaprabhu comes and they keep on coming. And likewise, these devotees also, they keep on coming. But they forget. But when they come, they are not kind of caught up. They are always eternal servant of the Lord, and Lord reminds them. And then they again go back, and then they will again come. And they will again come in a forgetful situation. Maybe when Mahaprabhu comes next time, again Rupa Goswami will come, and then he will be in a similar situation. He will be forgotten. And then again, Lord reminds him that every birth you are my servant. You are. So then again reawakening. Whenever they come, they are kind of forgotten, and then they are reminded. Does it answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so
Let's see, like, it's cycle like, here comes,
each day of Brahma, Krishna
for
comes
each day of
once.
Brahma, because that's
Krishna
like
comes.
many
Yeah.
days of-
And also little more complex than this is, we discussed somewhere in the past that these associates also have Vaikuntha forms. So they may come in that form also. This is a little complex, not going in detail, but yes, they come every time the Lord descends and they participate in pastimes.
So you answered another question that I heard from Bhaktivinoda and Swami Maharaj, like one time that Sri Sampradaya didn't have confusion that like Vishnu came from Krishna. Like, Maharaj clarified that like when we have Karka and Vishnu. So both ways is correct because like the original incarnation is Krishna, but like other times like Krishna comes and participates in the Dwapara. That one is the Krishna that came from not Nandana, Krishna
Yeah.
came from Mahavishnu.
Yeah.
So like even by that Mahavishnu
Yes.
Krishna also can associate
Yes.
all same.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, you understood it? I also understood. Everybody understood. Thank you. Okay. Who is supposed to read? Ashini Mataji, go ahead.
Lord and place these two hands for the heads of both of them, and in return the evil place the vacant space of God on their heads.
So what did they do? Don't worry. Go home. What did they do? They took his day. What did they do? They immediately placed the lotus feet of the Lord on their heads. Lord touched their hands and they put their head and kind of, my Lord, please. They put Lord's lotus feet on their head.
So, Krishna and he comes to the devotees. So they only come in order to participate in actions. They are not getting started to material. So they go back just where they were.
Yeah. Like Krishna says that I am transcendental. I am not, as three modes cannot touch me. Likewise, three modes cannot touch pure devotees also. What covers the pure devotees is Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya covers the pure devotees and they think we are very further, but it's Yoga Maya only. Mahamaya never touches pure devotees. Yogamaya touches Krishna also by his own sweet free will. And he forgets I am God. And he eats dirt and he steals blood. So Yogamaya covers pure devotees also.
So the purpose should be to teach others that one should.
Yeah, like accepting a guru. Yeah. So teach the process of devotional service. All right. Okay. So Kumari Radha.
Don't for only here, Prabhu Bali, Bhakta Dhani, Sabi Krupa Kari, Uttar Lil Jani. After this, the Lord embraced both of them and requested all of the devotees present to be merciful upon them and deliver them.
So what did Mahaprabhu do? What did he do? Mahaprabhu. And then he requested all the devotees, what? Show your mercy unto them. Who are all the devotees? Other Goswamis? Other Goswamis will come also. Right now only two, Rupa and Sanatana. So who are other devotees? Haridas Thakur, Nityananda. So Mahaprabhu told all of them, be merciful unto them. They all came with Mahaprabhu. Na? Mahaprabhu is traveling with hundreds of thousands of devotees. When Mahaprabhu went to Bengal, what happened? Everybody was like, they would take the dust and there will be a hole, right? So they all were coming. Wherever Mahaprabhu is going, the crowd kept on increasing. So then Mahaprabhu told all the other devotees, please show your mercy to Rupa and Sanatana. Yes, yes, that is true. But they are all traveling with Mahaprabhu to go to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu is right now on the way to Vrindavan. He went through Ramkeli. So all the devotees are going with him. So Mahaprabhu requested all of them, show your mercy on it. So that's something we can show. If we care for somebody, then how do we show the care? We told all the devotees, please bless this devotee, please bless this devotee, please bless this devotee. When some devotee is very dear to us, we want them to really grow. I remember, like Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he was a personal servant. Maharaj has a WhatsApp group. He is a personal servant. And he was very sincere. And wherever Maharaj would travel, he would go with him. I don't remember his name. Good friend with Shyam Kishore Prabhu, our Shyam Kishore Prabhu. So Shyam Kishore was showing the WhatsApp group, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj mentions, they're all his disciples, like thousands of devotees in the group. So Maharaj is telling his disciples, please bless this devotee, he is very sincere. And then I thought, oh, he got the mercy of Maharaj. Otherwise, Maharaj doesn't say for everybody in the group, but he's telling for him, please bless him so he can grow in his devotional service. And okay, fortunate Guru is asking all the devotees to bless him. All glories. I'm sure he will do great things in this life. So Mahaprabhu is telling Rupa and Sanatan, please bless your mercy. Later on, we will see in Antya Leela when we go, then Ramananda Roy, Mahaprabhu said to Ramananda Roy and Saru Damodar Goswami that hear the commentary of Rupa Goswami, hear the book written by Rupa Goswami. Then Rupa Goswami spoke. Then what was Ramananda Roy's response? You remember? Ramananda Roy, we discussed about Rupa Goswami earlier in one of the presentations. What was Ramananda Roy's response?
How does he know your heart?
How does he know your heart? How can he write such thing? It means you must have bestowed your causeless mercy upon Rupa Goswami. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his head down and he said, yes, when I first met Rupa and Sanatan, I was so impressed by their humility that I gave my full mercy to them. Mahaprabhu accepted it in Antya Leela. That I gave my full mercy to Rupa and Sanatan in the first meeting itself. And this is where we discuss. I got the full mercy of the Lord here. Okay, let's finish in couple of minutes. Yeah.
जने कबूर कृपा देखी भक्त गणे हरि हरि बले सबे Anandita Mani. When all of the devotees saw the mercy of the Lord upon the two brothers, they were very much gladdened and they began to chant the holy name of the Lord, Hari Hari.
So what do you see from this? Prabhupada has a beautiful purport on this aspect. How did devotee take it?
Just affection and the love for the devotee.
Yeah. Why they became so happy?
With the Mahaprabhu delivered.
Mahaprabhu showed his causeless mercy upon them. Do you feel any emotions? Huh?
Initiation, sir.
Initiation ceremony. Okay, so Prabhupada brought it a very beautiful point, and he speaks about envy. Can you see how it can relate to envy? Somebody shows, like suppose, if a devotee shows special mercy on somebody, what will be our consciousness? He didn't show this mercy to us. He showed this mercy to Rup and Sanatan, but he is not merciful unto us. Then what do we think? Rup and Sanatan and Mahaprabhu. First we'll become angry with Rup and Sanatan, then we'll become angry with Mahaprabhu also. But what was the actual response of all the devotees? They became joyful. Prabhupada purity. So let's see something. Yes. Sushmita Gopika? Yes, Sushmita Radhika. Radhika. Okay.
Says, Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nishtara Peyache Keva. Unless one says a Vaishnava, he cannot be delivered.
Continue.
When a Vaishnava sees that another Vaishnava is a recipient of the Lord's mercy, he becomes very happy. Vaishnavas are not enemies.
My Guru Maharaj says Vaishnava means no envy. So how many here are Vaishnavas? Raise your hands. Sorry, I cannot raise. Brahmaji is a Vaishnava. How many else are Vaishnavas here? Nobody is a Vaishnava. Really? Diksha bhi ho gaya? यहाँ भी वही हालत है मतलब. So my Guru Maharaj says, if somebody has envy in their heart, they are not Vaishnavas. So who are we then? Practicing Vaishnavas. Till the heart is fully purified, how can we become devotees? First to be devotees need to be fully pure. So Vaishnavas are not envious. Yes. Samik Prabhuji. Sorry, Surendran Gopal.
I heard it as some of
मैंने भी वही बोला समीर प्रभु पर वो सोचे कि हमने स्किप कर दिया मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ. I think it's time to end, but let's finish this purport to end. Yes.
Envy and jealousy are manifested by mundane people, not by Vaishnavas. Why should a Vaishnava be envious of another Vaishnava who is successful in spreading the holy name of the Lord? An actual Vaishnava is very pleased to accept another Vaishnava who is bestowing the Lord's mercy.
So Prabhupada is telling, why should a Vaishnava be envious of another Vaishnava? See, in material world, envy makes sense. For example, if you want, like we have some GBSU, bright stars of GBSU here. If you want like the first, in universities here, there is no first position, right? There is just 4 and 3.8 or whatever. So in India, we have, top, second, third. So if you want to become first and you don't become first, then the reason for envy may be there that, they got it and I did not get it. But can Vaishnava have envy also? Because unlimited Vaishnavas, they all will go back and serve Krishna. There is no first, second, third there. Does it make sense? There is no something to achieve. But what is there? We all go back together. That's what we are trying to do here, right? Is we are all trying to become Krishna conscious. We are doing Kirtan, Katha, Prasad. Why we were doing this? Because we all want to make progress. And so Prabhupada says, why should there be envy among Vaishnavas? If somebody is distributing books, if somebody is spreading the holy name, why should there be envy? Envy should come because um, they may achieve something I may not achieve, but that is not the case because everybody has the equal right to enter into spiritual world. There is no like one post only you achieve and nothing else. Why should there be envy?
No,
Huh?
no competition.
Yeah, because like envy comes because of selfish motives. And envy will go away when we see from Krishna's perspective. Like when we bring Krishna in the center, then we will feel if somebody is doing great, then we will see that Krishna is happy that so many people are getting the holy name. When we see from Krishna's perspective, when our desire becomes one with Krishna's desire, and we see Krishna is seeing millions of people chanting his name and Krishna is very happy, then when Krishna's happiness becomes our happiness, we'll be pleased. But when we becomes our happiness, then we want to become the center of attraction. And center of attraction means like I want to be better than everybody else, even in any service. And that triggers these emotions. So we should be pleased seeing others' progress. They all get pleased seeing others' progress.
And spiritually definitely.
Thank you very much. It is 8:55. We'll end here. Granth Raj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatayubhishya Vipasam Eva Cha Padita Nam Pavanagyo Vaishnavim Moran. I want to put Vaishnavim the key. And Prabhupada Mataji is on Zoom. Thank you very much for joining. And
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.